Hey guys, welcome back to the Goblin's Cave. If you can't see, the Gnome trilogy is coming to an end. I was able to defeat the gnomes. They are no longer amongst us. It was a brutal battle. It was me versus the Gnome King and his legion of gnomes, which was around, I think it was like 47 gnomes. It was brutal, but I had two defectors on my side. Well, one defector. This is Django. Django likes the beach, if you can't tell. Django said he would give me the tips to the gnome's secret weakness if I send him to live in Florida with my grandma. And the whole reason, I don't want the gnomes in my house. So I agreed. So I'm going to ship him out soon. So after the long battle and everything, I used this sword to take out the Gnome King himself. And as ancient gnome tradition goes, whoever kills the Gnome King becomes the Gnome King. So here we are. Apparently, the only thing that can fully kill a gnome is ancient powerful artifacts, which luckily this sword is. I got it from a good friend of mine, Ryuma. He died a while back, but he his ghost came to me. It's like, Snarky Goblin, I want you to have this sword to protect you from all your enemies. I don't know, bro. He's chill though. But so yeah, I impaled the Gnome King on this sword, which finally took him out of his misery. There were already 37, not 37, it was 35 gnomes that had already passed, not including the Gnome King himself, upon his death. So there are 12 gnomes left. They have now sworn allegiance to me as guards, cooks, DJs, whatever I want them to be, they'll do for me. Here's a bonus of being the Gnome King. I've unlocked some cool powers. That's cool. I can now teleport. Couldn't do that before. I also have instant regeneration like Wolverine or Deadpool. That's why there are no scars on my body from the fight. They were biting me, tearing my skin and everything, and I was just, picking them up, like just slamming two together, throwing them across my room, like my house and everything. It was brutal. But the most annoying thing was every time I would finish off a gnome, splattered on the ground, and the Gnome King would say some weird words. It was like "hi and it would instantly regenerate and come back to fight me. So I'm gonna try something. So if y'all have been watching the my series dealing with the gnomes, you'll remember this guy, Shmebulok. Now, why is Shmebulok important? Well, Shmebulok was the gnome intruder that was listening to me through my vents. Well, when he dropped down one night, boom, he came into my room and I trapped him in here and sealed the lid. But he suffocated. So I'm going to try and bring him back. All right, let's try this. Sorry, it takes a lot of energy out of me. Shmeb be like, do you have anything to say? What? Well, I usually said, I'll translate that since I speak gnome now. Oh yeah, I can also speak gnome. He said, hey guys, I don't really know what it's like being back from the dead because This is the first time it's happened. He doesn't like me, he said. He's actually very angry with me. Stop it. Stop it. I'll suffocate you again. Yeah. Freaking disrespectful gnome. So yeah, being the Gnome King's been really stressful so far, you all, because they've just been revolting for no reason. Damn it! Oh, not again! Stupid! Sorry, guys. Sorry. Talking to his king like that. You know what? Ow, I hurt my arm. Oh. Wow, that is really instant. But yeah, it's been a long day. I've defeated them, which is good because, well, they're no longer going to be caught having midnight raves in my vents. So, this is the end. I hope I don't run into any more mystic creatures like this or anything. I don't know what else could come and get me. I've dealt with a lot of these creatures before, as my job entails. I've dealt with goblins, which are actually really cool. I love goblins, if y'all can't tell. My whole channel's the snarky goblins. So, like, I love the goblins. They're awesome. Leprechauns, they're chill. Just don't take their pot of gold, of course. Also, don't get too close because you could get infected, but that's for another video. But I don't know what to do now with the gnomes. Like I said, there are now 13 gnomes left, not including myself as the Gnome King. Gnomes are endangered species. Since I made the deal with Django's going to go live in Florida and live his best life. However, all the other gnomes, all 12 others, are going to go into containment so they don't die off. Because there's still an endangered species of mystical creatures that we would like to protect as our job entails. But I don't want them in my house, and they got to listen to me because, you know, the crown says so. So, yeah. It's been a wild one. But the journey was fun. I now have a lot of cool powers that I didn't have. Telepathy. I can make things float. Watch. Whoa. Did you see that? I don't know how it fully works yet, but I'm still working on the powers and stuff, but I'm going to do a lot of good for humanity with these powers since, you know, in my heart, I'm still a human even though I'm now a gnome. Which, yes, they are different species. It's kind of weird to explain. So there was the original creatures there was the original magical creatures like, you know, it was one species, and their magical power was so diverse that it kind of diverted out into all the other ones. So they're all related. So a unicorn is technically related to a leprechaun, just very distantly. It's weird. Okay, because you know how Pokemon works? How Mew was like the original normal Pokemon and it became all the other Pokemons? That's pretty much how these creatures were. With like, it created the gnomes, the leprechauns, and it's all the way they use their magic differently. Like, goblins are also related, but they all use their magic differently, which it changes the way their DNA works. So technically, I'm no longer a human because of the way their magic has rearranged my DNA. But as the Gnome King, I'm able to still keep my size, but I can't exactly change my DNA back to human. how it would have to go is I would have to be bitten by a vampire to become a vampire, and then cleansed to become human again. Because vampires, they're not really they're their own species, yes, but humans infected, it's exactly like it sounds, infected. It's a disease. They're not true-blooded vampires until they drink the blood of a true-blooded vampire. But yeah, so that's the only way that I could see me ever becoming human again, or would I just become a vampire gnome and then go back to being a gnome? Oh, but I don't mind being a gnome. The beard, it's still itchy, but I'm getting used to it, and it's fun to do this. How wise I am. Okay, bro. But I'll still be posting regularly. That's not none of this is gonna change because I still like to make content, even though I will now be a gnome. Uh, I don't want y'all to treat me different. I'm still the same Starky Goblin y'all know and love. I'm just a gnome now. But I thank y'all for watching. Wait, I just got something in the mail. Oh yeah. Ow. Can't wait to read this. You see it? Steel Ball Run, Part 7 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Gosh, can't wait to read this. Freaking love JJBA. You read this. You read this, bud. But yeah, I'll have to catch y'all in the next one. Tomorrow's video should be Binding of Isaac or anything I really come up with. I'm trying to make Binding of Isaac Wednesdays a thing, but it's been kind of shaky because I'm butt at the game. But anyways, I thank y'all for watching. I hope to see y'all in the next one, and have a lovely night.